Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an exciting video. We're going to be doing some rating predictions for FIFA 21. Now I did this last year for FIFA 20 and I thoroughly enjoyed it just because I get to talk about FIFA and my real life football knowledge, put it together, and at the end of it we get to have an interesting kind of debate going on. So make sure as you watch this video, you're commenting down below what you think of my choices. Do you think I'm good, bad? Let me know your rating predictions. I want to see them all, and that would be brilliant. If you do enjoy this, please make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. There's going to be plenty more of these coming before the release of FIFA 21. So make sure you subscribe with post notifications turned on when they come out. I'm trying to hit 20,000 by the end of the year of subscribers, so if you could subscribe, it'd be amazing. But anyway, the format we're going to do this is I'm basically going to use the starting 11, which I think is going to start primarily for them next season, and then I'm going to give you their ratings and their year before ratings so we can contrast and compare. Bear in mind, this is my opinion combined with what I think EA will do, knowing what they've done with ratings in the past, put together, so it should be interesting. As you can tell by the thumbnail and title, we're starting with Manchester City. Should be an interesting one. They've got some new players with the one to watch cards and some of the best players in the world, so it should be really interesting. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. So first we have Ederson, the Brazilian goalkeeper, who's in simple terms had a fantastic season. He won the Golden Glove by one clean sheet, I believe. Now, fair enough, you might argue that Man City have a pretty good team and defence. Nevertheless, this guy's a brilliant keeper, and that is one of the main reasons why I think he's going to go from an 88 to a 90 rated. I think he is within the top 3 keepers in the world, and for that reason, I think he has to be there just because of his ability, and he needs to be in that 90 kind of ranking that some keepers are this year. One of Ederson's best qualities, which I really enjoy watching, that not a lot of keepers in the world have right now other than perhaps ter Stegen, his kicking ability is ridiculous. He's getting assists. A goalkeeper is getting assists, which is just says it all. So he definitely deserves to be in that 90 bracket for sure. An excellent player, an excellent goalkeeper who's probably going to have another great season. Next we have Benjamin Mendy, who was 80 rated last year, and I believe in FIFA 21 he'll be 80 rated again. The reason for this is, again, he's had a somewhat injury prone season, and when he has come back to play, he hasn't been brilliant. He hasn't warranted an upgrade, and I think personally he's actually been quite bad when he's come on. Not that one of the worst players on the City pitch. Now, obviously, that's not that difficult considering how good the City players are, but he really isn't. He really seems to be going quite a bit downhill with all his injuries. When he's on form, he's a brilliant player like he was for Monaco. So I hope he returns to that form, but I think he's just going to stick at 80 this year just because he hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been awful. Next, we have Aymeric Laporte, who I think is going to go up 1 rating to an 88 from his 87 rating. Now, this one is not necessarily performance-based because I think he hasn't had such a sensational season to warrant him going to that 88. But I think now he's past his injury problems and his end part of the part of the season where he wasn't not in the team. I think he's great. I think Laporte is debatably the best, if not second best to Van Dijk centre-back in the Premier League and one of the best in the world. I think him and the next player are going to be a brilliant centre-back partnership. I think Laporte has everything in his locker, if he stays fit and is in the team, to carry City to another league because he's a brilliant centre-back. So I think he will just sneak up 1 rating because he's like the base of City now as a defender. But I think if he was 87 again, I wouldn't be surprised. Next to him, we have new signing today, I think for 41 million, Nathaniel, an ex-Chelsea player of the team I support, of course. But I think he's going to go from an 80 to an 82. Now, he's a defender who did get relegated. I understand that. He was really good for Bournemouth, probably Bournemouth's best player, apart from maybe King perhaps. And I think he deserves this just because he's moving to a brilliant team. And when you move to a good team, FIFA tend to give you like an upgrade. So you're kind of joining the same rankings as the rest of your teammates. That's what I think is going to happen with him. I think he's going to be a brilliant player, brilliant season, and he's going to match up with Laporte as well. I see I've given him a ones to watch card, which is going to be very interesting because potentially he will get one, but he is a new signing, so we'll have to see. Next is Kyle Walker, who is simply 84 to 84. Don't think there's much improvement there. He's been pretty good all season. I could see him being 85, but I just gave him 84 because we can't have too many ratings changed in this team, and we've already had quite a few. So I'm going to say to Walker, he's going to stay the same, 84 rated. Could I see him being an 85? Yes, but I've given him an 84. Starting in the midfield, we're staying the same with Rodri, 85 to 85. Once again with Walker, I could see him going up a rating. He has been pretty decent as he's played this season. He won't go down 100%. But I think he will stay at 85. I think 85 was debatably a bit too high for him this season, just coming into the Premier League, and EA just whacked him a nice high card. So I think 85 would be a solid number for him to stick at, just because he just needs one more season, then he of like really good play, and then he can go up to the 87s. Next, we have a really interesting one in Phil Foden. I've put him as one of the biggest boosts in this team from 76 to 80. I think he is a player that's going to get so much more game time next season with the retirement of David Silva, that he's just going to prove that he can have a rating like 80. 76 is debatably a bit low, but the issue was we weren't able to see him that much to give him that good a rating. So 76 last year, he didn't play that much, but when he did play a lot in the last post-lockdown period, he's brilliant. He's annoyingly a really, really good player, and next season, if he does play as much as Pep has promised him, he could be scary good. Next, we have the main man, the player who I think is basically the best player in the world right now, Kevin De Bruyne. As you can see, I'm boosting him from 91 to 92 rated. 92 rated is one of the best ratings you can get in the game. Ronaldo and Messi are 93, 94. So he's creeping up there. I genuinely think this guy, if City win the league, win the Champions League this season, I think he's just the best player in the world for this year, 100%. He's been absolutely brilliant. His assist, he got 20 assists this season in the Premier League. Basically should have had more, 22 I reckon he should have had, with a lot of like failed shots from his strikers that assist. A magician with the ball, truly sensational, and deserves to be one of the best players in FIFA. His card next year will be incredible. Next, we have Raheem Sterling, the England wonder boy. I believe he's going to go up one rating from 88 to 89. I think he's had another brilliant season, nearly clearing on 20 goals for a winger again. He's had his, I think he actually might have, but he's just continued again to prove people wrong. He scores so many goals in that City team. It's brilliant to see. He's a brilliant guy off the pitch, an icon to so many men in this country. I think he thoroughly deserves the upgraded card to an 89. Should be a great card next year. Hopefully a bit more usable than other Sterling cards have been recently. But yeah, a brilliant player who's going to have another brilliant season, I reckon, up to an 89 for me. Next, we have Sergio Aguero. Now, this is a controversial one. He's the first player in the team that I've actually gone for a downgrade. The reason is because I believe he's coming down from his peak. So 89, he is a brilliant striker. Aguero, basically one of the best strikers the Premier League has ever seen. I genuinely believe that. He has been so good for nearly a decade now. Maybe 10 years, maybe 8, 9 years. It's just unbelievable player. But the reason I'm giving a downgrade, not because he's necessarily been bad, but I just think he's reached his peak like a year or two ago. So he's slowly going to be coming down. He is becoming a bit more injury prone. He's missing some matches. We're getting the rise of Gabriel Jesus from the bench. I just think EA will put him down, so we're not having so many strikers in the Premier League, especially at that high rating slot. But again, I'm not saying he's been bad, but I think he will go down one. And the last member of this starting 11, I could have gone for Bernardo Silva, who I think will remain the same rating. But what I've done is gone for Riyad Mahrez, because he's a player that's been fantastic this year. I believe he's going to go from an 84 up to an 85 when he's played, which you get limited time on City pitch because everyone's so bloody good and they have such a good squad depth. But Riyad Mahrez has been absolutely quality when he's come on. One of the most technically able players in the league, and a really, really scary player to play against if you're a fullback, I imagine. I believe he's going to go from an 84 to an 85. Could see him being an 86. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, he's going up to 85 in my opinion. Those were my Manchester City rankings, ratings, improvements for FIFA 21. Let me know what you thought down below. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know what team I should do next. And I'll see you guys next time.